first one I would like to start with the book of Hebrews chapter 4 from verse 15 to 16. Paul, in making a case for how we should approach God, he says we do not have a high priest that cannot empathize, does not understand the human situation, but rather we have Christ, in Christ, one who identifies the situation. And in verse 16 he tells us that we should go boldly. So you see there are contrasts there. Go boldly before the throne of grace. So that we shouldn't be timid, and even our prayers shouldn't be timid in terms of our approach to God. But when the angel is saying to fear God, he speaks about reverence. He speaks about respect. It is a call to obedience. It is a call to put God where he is, to view him as truly who he is, and put him in proper perspective in our lives. Another text that would perhaps to help us to dissuade us from this other extreme fear is found in the book of Luke chapter 12 and verse 32. In which Christ, in having spoken to the disciples about their needs and their wants, giving them the examples of the flowers in the field, and he gives them the examples of the crows, he gives them the example of us by worrying whether we can make ourselves tall, even by a little inch. In verse 12, chapter 12 and verse 32, he says, "Fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom." He's encouraging us that we shouldn't have that mortal fear, that aspect of cowering and hiding from God, but rather when the angel is speaking to us and saying we should fear God, it means we should revere God and his things. We should put them in their proper perspective, and we should zoom in and make God the center of our lives, make God the center of our lives through obedience and through communion with him. And so it isn't the mortal fear the way people fear a dictator. It isn't the way you fear somebody who causes you harm, but rather the respect a well brought up child has towards a parent, the respect that you have maybe towards even those who are elder in society, those who are more experienced, those who have been there and are there for you. And so when we are approaching God, we are encouraged to be bold, have bold prayers, come with humility, but also with boldness. And so but not to be scared of God, but to have reverence, to have respect, to have discipline, to have obedience. Yes.
Thank you. You've highlighted very key things. To have discipline.